I'm very much interested in electronic music. As a type of music, you know, it, in a certain sense was really like a new thing. It was a break from history. There's a certain freedom to it, and even in a certain sense, a sort of purity to it. I think also, like, you know, that is reflected in a lot of art from the same period as well. This idea of sort of a newness that comes through with technological advancement.
And now comes the question, and Wolfgang? Many say without you, without Kraftwerk, there was no techno. Crazy, that's not true. We didn't invent the sampler, we didn't invent that machine, you know, which they call the sequencer. That came from the industry. And even without Kraftwerk, I promise you, there was techno.
What's interesting is these sort of parallel stories happening between neighbouring countries. You know, the story of electronic music in Belgium is actually kind of amazing, but isn't told as well enough, say, as Detroit or Chicago, when actually it's equally as important. It was kind of a spontaneous thing that had a huge following, and that, like, artistically was important because it was an incredibly dense period in history for the diversification of music, perhaps the densest period in history for that. And so on a sort of creative level, I think there's something quite interesting about this link between a movement that was autonomous, but also allowed, like, creativity to run free somehow. And a lot of people were really participating in it, you know, a lot more than go to see art, for example, you know. It's also led to some really unusual collaborations for us, because, you know, we're collaborating with Ampere, which is an amazing club and one of the more interesting culture venues here in the city, and that normally otherwise we would never do something like that. There's never really been a big show about this before, so a lot of that research has to be done from scratch, you know, so it's really about sort of joining up the dots, following leads, especially here where there are these stories there, but nobody's really in a big way, up until really recently, started to sort of connect up the dots and make an image of what was basically a phenomenal scene, you know. And I think, like, a lot of things that have come out are things that all people will be seeing for the first time.